We're counting down the 100 greatest Hallmark Christmas movies of all time, from 100 all the way to number 1. Throughout the series, we'll revisit each movie's story, discuss why it earned a spot on our list, and highlight the moments that have made it a favorite among Hallmark Christmas fans. You'll also hear from my fellow Hallmark podcasters and YouTubers as they share their thoughts on the movie, its placement, and if I lost my freaking mind. If you're just joining this series, I encourage you to start from the beginning. And if you enjoy Christmas content all year long, then click on that subscribe button. So grab a cup of cocoa, get cozy, and let's begin the countdown with numbers 100 through 81. A Nutcracker Christmas. Amy Acker plays Lily Jamieson, a former ballet prodigy who reconnects with her old dance partner Mark when he begins directing her niece in a production of The Nutcracker. Years later, Lily gives up both dancing and her relationship with Mark after a tragic accident that took her sister's life, leaving her to raise her young niece Sadie. Now a talented ballerina herself, Sadie earns a spot in the major Philadelphia production of The Nutcracker. When an injury threatens the show, Lily, who once vowed never to dance again, finds herself stepping back onto the stage. I'm not usually a fan of dance movies.
Sure, Jan.
In fact, I tend to dread them, but I can tell you right now that A Nutcracker Christmas will not be the only dance movie to appear on the top 100. Released in 2016, it stands out among the Hallmark films from that year. Amy Acker is one of my favorite actresses, best known for Winifred Fred Burkle on Angel, and she brings some vulnerability to the role. With her real-life dance background, Amy captures Lily's struggle and courage as she returns to the stage. A Nutcracker Christmas is not a perfect film, but the acting, the dancing, and the production earn it a spot on this list, even though it might be at 100. 99. Matchmaker Santa. Growing up looking for her Prince Charming, Melanie, played by Lacey Chabert, is heading to her boyfriend Justin's family lake house for Christmas. She flies out with Justin's assistant Dean, who has a secret crush on her. On the flight, they meet Santa Claus, who uses his Christmas magic to keep Melanie and Dean together and from leaving the town of Beaufort Falls. Continuing to play matchmaker, Santa also uses his magic to keep Justin's high school sweetheart Blair trapped with him. The premise of this movie is nuts, but I still love it. Santa uses his magic to break up a couple to matchmake two new couples. Obviously, Melanie and Justin didn't really love each other that much, as neither of them seemed heartbroken over the breakup and accepted the new matchmaking. Add in television legends Florence Henderson and John Ratzenberger as the local townies, who, unknowingly or not, help Santa keep Melanie in town, encouraging her to hook up with Justin's friend Dean. At the same time, Santa relies on Justin's mom and a bear to keep him from connecting with Melanie and maybe getting back together with his ex-girlfriend Blair. As I said, this story is nuts, but this was Lacey Chabert's first Hallmark Christmas film, and it helped us discover how much we love her in all of these films.
This one's just plain fun. I mean, it's got all the classic Hallmark ingredients, right? Santa and Christmas magic, accidental insta-love, and plenty of holiday charm. And honestly, seeing Lacey Chabert in one of her earlier Hallmark movies, it just kind of reminded me just like how absolutely adorable and gorgeous she is. And she's become one of the queens of Christmas movies for a reason. I think this one's a great example of why.
Okay, this movie's incredible, so rude that it's this low. Here's the thing. Santa is maniacal. He gives a man oak poisoning and he sicks a bear on somebody else. He's evil. It's incredible. I love that Hallmark was like, let's have this crazy Santa. And he's also, somehow, the warmest, most incredible Santa they've had. I'm actually convinced that this man is Santa. This movie also has the craziest ending of any movie ever written. Not just any Hallmark movie. Any movie ever written. Move aside, Charlie Kaufman. In this movie, Lacey Chabert's boyfriend says, "Hey, here's my old girlfriend. We fell in love again." He never once breaks up with her. What kind of ending is that? An amazing one.
98. A Royal Queen's Christmas. Relying on the classic Hallmark royal trope where a noble hides their true identity, A Royal Queen's Christmas introduces us to Prince Colin of Exeter, who travels to America and keeps his royal status a secret. While there, he meets Dee Dee, a local baker from Queens who shames him to play piano for the children's choir during the Christmas Eve service after ruining her catering order. The king and queen are busy arranging a very different future for their son, arranging a marriage with the Duchess and eventually becoming king. Colin would rather work on his music and falls for the Queen of Queens, Dee Dee, and her very inconsistent Queen's accent.
What are you doing here?
The royal falls for a kilometer trope has been done countless times in Hallmark movies, but I'm a sucker for it every single time. I enjoyed this movie more than I probably should, and I make no apologies for why it landed on this list. Canadian actress Megan Park, who may not actually be from Queens, is one of my favorite Hallmark actresses.
Ava is going to be the star of the Little Queens Carolers fundraiser.
Oh, Dee Dee, you're so good with those kids.
While the premise is definitely over the top, there's a bit of grounded reality. Dee Dee and her family don't live in a large home. They're working class people, living in a crowded borough in Queens. Colin is basically coming to America as Prince of Exeter. But if their love survives, he just might end up being the King of Queens. '97. Boyfriends of Christmas Past. Lauren Kim is happy to spend the holidays with her dad, Leo, and her stepmother, but there's one problem in her life she just can't seem to figure out. She can't commit to her relationships. In this unique twist on A Christmas Carol, Lauren is visited by her teenage boyfriend Tyler, who warns her that 3 more of her ex-boyfriends will soon appear to her and help her understand why she's still single, and why her best friend Nate might actually be the guy that she should be with. When I first heard this premise, I thought Lauren must be the unluckiest woman alive. I mean, if all of your ex-boyfriends are coming back as ghosts, that's a serious red flag, and perhaps a Dateline investigation is warranted.
I'm Lester Holt, and this is Dateline.
Thankfully, these guys aren't actually dead. They're more like a spiritual representation of her past relationships. And even better, they're basically Nate's wingmen, trying to convince Lauren to stop putting him in the friend zone. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a clever Dickens-inspired twist, but it also experiments with a different kind of Hallmark story instead of the usual cookie-cutter romance. By the end, it's pretty clear Lauren already knows that Nate is the right choice, but it never hurts to have a few Christmas spirits backing you up.
Boyfriends of Christmas Past is another take on the Dickens Christmas Carol that we all know and love, but this movie feels fresh, and it can totally usher in a younger audience. This ensemble cast is really fun to watch and featured a lot of new faces that we hadn't seen on the network before. It's a classic best friends turn to lovers trope, but it was super enjoyable to watch.
96. A Merry Scottish Christmas. Siblings Lindsay and Brad Morgan, played by Lacey Chabert and Scott Wolf, reconnect after years of estrangement. Their reunion takes an unexpected turn when they travel to Scotland and discover a long-kept family secret, that their mother is a duchess, making Lindsay and Brad the heirs of a Scottish royal lineage. A Merry Scottish Christmas featured a reunion for Chabert and Wolf, who previously starred together on the television series Party of Five.
I'm not gonna come see you, and I'm not gonna call you, and I'm not even gonna think about you more than anyone else. I love you the best. You know that. This is the only thing I have that I can take away from you. To make you stop. Either you get help right now, or get out of here.
Nearly 25 years later, after that series ended, the film brought the two actors back together on screen, reuniting the former Salinger siblings in a new story as the Morgan siblings. Their shared history as co-stars became an essential part of this film's promotion, adding in a nostalgic element for fans of the series. The sibling relationship between Lindsay and Brad was the focus on this film, and I really enjoyed that aspect. Of course, this is a Hallmark film, so you know we needed the romance story, and this is where the film falls a little flat for me. James Robinson played Lacey's romantic interest as Mac. He was fine, but when Will Kemp shows up in a surprise cameo, you instantly feel the chemistry Lacey has with him. putting the Mac relationship to the side.
Husband Thomas.
It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm sorry, do I know you? Have we met before?
No, but I get that a lot.
This is one of Lacey's best performances, and as the Queen of Christmas, it's the reason for it being on this list.
Is that the one where they go because the mother gets them all together because she comes out, finds out she's a queen?
Yeah, she hid it from her kids that they were actually royalty.
Royalty, because she just was running away from it. She couldn't handle it.
But then when they needed someone to assume the role of the royal person in town, they really worked hard at deciding whether or not to do it. And you know, the thing is, Scott Wolf and Lacey Chabert actually have great chemistry together.
Oh, it felt like a brother and sister.
It really did.
And then they liked how they found out their history, that their mother was a queen and ran away from it. Decided...
No, she wasn't a queen. She was like a duchess or something like that.
Royalty. But,
it was royalty.
And when they found out, it was, a lot to handle, and they ended up embracing their history.
After you watch so many of these films, everything seems to just melt together.
95. Christmas Land. Nikki DeLoach plays Jules Cooper, a businesswoman who inherits the Christmas theme park Christmas Land after the death of her grandmother. Jules began revisiting childhood memories of the park in its glory days, which complicates her decision, especially as she gets to know Tucker, the lawyer handling the estate. Christmas Land marked the first time Hallmark audiences were introduced to Nikki DeLoach, as well as the first of many films that would find her character dealing with the loss of a grandparent.
House and surrounding compound. I don't believe it.
What is it?
I inherited Christmas Land.
The story itself isn't particularly original. The trope of inheriting property that must be dealt with before the holiday is a tired one and not always the most realistic. What I did enjoy, however, was the idea of revisiting a once beloved Christmas-themed park that has fallen into disrepair, with the entire town coming together in hopes of breathing new life into it. The film also features Luke McFarlane's first performance in a Hallmark Christmas movie. While he does a fine job, he's somewhat overshadowed by the recognizable supporting cast. As a fan of the Brady Bunch, it was fun to see Maureen McCormick as Jules' grandmother, alongside Richard Karn from Home Improvement as the big bad property developer. For me, Christmas Land was a standout from 2015. While it relies on overused tropes and familiar faces, there's something special about Nikki DeLoach's first Hallmark Christmas film.
Another in the ongoing series of Nikki DeLoach Has a Dead Relative movies, aided greatly by her wonderful scenes with her romantic lead, Luke McFarlane, one of my favorites among the Hallmark crew here. And you get Marcia Brady as a bonus, as the dead grandmother, so what's not to like there? It's also fun to watch the lead character, completely mess up and make everyone mad at her and then have to fix it.
But I sold it.
You sold it?
I didn't mean to. I thought that... I'm just so sorry.
We don't get that a lot, and I appreciate that kind of energy in a Hallmark movie. We don't see it nearly often enough.
Hi, my name is Kacy, also known as the Heart of Reviews, and you can find me primarily on Instagram at the Heart of Reviews, but I'm also on YouTube. Sometimes I'll do maybe a little interview with a Hallmark writer playing my Hallmark Christmas movie board game.
'94, Operation Christmas. On a family ski trip, single mother Olivia meets Scott, a military sergeant vacationing with his daughter. They begin a brief romance, but Scott is called away on a mission. He leaves Olivia a note, but she never receives it. Years later, they reconnect and begin working together on Operation Christmas, a program supporting struggling military families that gains widespread attention for its impact. As they collaborate, they start to build a relationship. But when Scott is deployed overseas again, Olivia struggles with her feelings for him. After years portraying over-sexualized Cylon No. 6 on Battlestar Galactica, Tricia Helfer transitioned into Hallmark romance films. Operation Christmas was her second Christmas movie, and it stands out among the 2016 releases. During the mid-2010, Hallmark Christmas movies began to be viewed as formulaic. Operation Christmas features single parents raising children and focuses on a relationship that develops over time, while addressing the challenges of military service. Over the years, Hallmark has produced several films centered on the military and their families. Many of them fall short or present questionable portrayals of military life. Operation Christmas is one of the exceptions. While it's not perfect, its message and depiction of how loved ones cope with deployment feels more grounded than most Hallmark films on the subject. And the ending is somewhat cheesy, but it gets me every time.
Why, where's the screen going up? Wait, it's not supposed to be going up here. Yes.
And all of our men and women in
Christmases.
I'm so glad you're home.
Me too.
93. The Christmas Promise. Tori DeVito is Nicole, a woman whose fiancé Henry is killed in a car crash during a Christmas party. Following his death, Nicole looks to move on with her life, hiring Joe, a carpenter, to restore and finish her and Henry's home. In her grief, Nicole sends texts to what was Henry's cell phone number, only to get a response back. I knew going into this movie that it was going to deal with a woman losing the love of her life. That didn't change the fact that the first 5 minutes of this film instantly caught my attention that this was going to be a very different Hallmark movie. During the party, Henry goes out for ice and just doesn't return. Watching Tori DeVito begin to worry and concern when Henry doesn't return is heartbreaking, and watching someone hear the news that their loved one has passed is something we've never seen on a Hallmark Christmas film.
Sure, you'll be walking through that door any minute.
Hello?
Dealing with the grief from the death of Henry, Nicole attempts to slowly begin to enjoy Christmas. While her friends are helpful, none of them can identify with what she's going through. Patrick Duffy, who plays her grandfather, is a wonderful addition to the film, but it doesn't utilize him enough. Seeing her begin to build a relationship with Joe, who's also hiding a secret from her, kept me invested in the story, even though I saw the twist coming a mile away. Yes, the twist that Joe's given Henry's cell phone number after his passing is too coincidental and cheesy. This movie still works for me and deserves to be on this list. 92. Hitched for the Holidays. Rob, played by Joey Lawrence, avoids commitment, ending a relationship just before Thanksgiving and faces pressure from his large Italian family to get married. Hoping to prove them wrong and fulfill his grandmother's wish, he meets Julie, who agrees to pose as a couple through the holidays to fool both of their families. As they celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah, their arrangement begins to feel increasingly real. One of the oldest Hallmark movies on this list, Hitched for the Holidays from 2012, helps feed numerous Hallmark tropes that are still relevant to this day. First, the movie focuses on the fake relationship trope, where two people try to convince their loved ones that they are a couple, and spoiler alert, become a couple at the end.
You have kind eyes. I'm going to make my grandson very happy.
Believing his grandmother is dying, Rob wants to grant her wish that he becomes engaged. Julie is also getting pressure from her Jewish family, as this is not only a Christmas movie, but a Hanukkah movie as well. Rob is Catholic, but Julie wants him to pretend to be Jewish, giving him a cram course in the Hanukkah traditions. Naturally, nothing goes right, including Rob's family buying Kwanzaa candle holders instead of menorahs. Joey Lawrence would eventually move on to Lifetime, making this his really only Hallmark film. However, Emily Hepshire is a standout along with Mary Lou Henner and Paula Shaw, who will become Hallmark Jewish movie staples.
Hitched for the Holidays ranked 93?
Whoa, you're right.
This may be old school Hallmark, but it is old school Hallmark in that it predates the, network's predictable tropes and plots. This movie is unhinged in the very best ways.
Okay, for the last time, it is a joke that they put the dreidels on the tree, and gosh darn it, it is funny. It's Jewish, it's Italian, it's got Stevie from Schitt's Creek, it's got alcoholism, it's got men who can't commit, it's got real world problems, and yes, Unfortunately, it does have a horse. That is the thing that's probably bumping it down this list.
Whoa! It's a really, really fun ride when you've got two people who have two different ethnic backgrounds and they're trying to make their holidays work for them while trying to keep their family off their backs.
Have Emily Hampshire, Stevie from Schitt's Creek, teamed up with Joey Lawrence. This movie is so underrated, and the supportive cast is loaded. Paula Shaw, Mary Lou Henner, Kevin O'Grady, Linda Darlow, and even Lisa Durupt. Just watch it. I mean, the chaos and 1,000 laughs, you are just going to love the movie. It is awesome.
91. Small Town Christmas. On the final stop of her cross-country book tour, Nell, played by Ashley Newbro, arrives in Springdale where she reconnects with Christopher Balaha's Emmett, a man she hasn't seen in over 5 years. The two work together, but their connection ended abruptly when Emmett ghosted her for a planned dinner and left the city without a word. While this wasn't his first Hallmark Christmas movie, it was the one that made me fully appreciate just how strong an actor Christopher Balaha really is. He brings a genuine warmth to Emmett, selling both his love for the town and even his Jimmy Stewart impression.
Hi, Nell. Welcome to Springdale.
His performance is the main reason this movie earns a spot on this list. And at the same time, this film leans heavily into the familiar Hallmark formula. A woman returns to a charming small town, reconnects with a local love interest, and ultimately reevaluates her life. And that's exactly what happens here. The idea that Christmas is being experienced in a small town and front and center reinforced everything from this cozy setting to the promotional imagery. It's a well-worn formula, but one Hallmark continues to make work.
Small Town Christmas. Now this is what I think of when I think of a Hallmark Christmas movie. This is what I want. I want a cozy small town. I want all the neighbors and store owners to know each other. I want you to feel like you're visiting and you instantly feel at home. I want to just have all those vibes like there's nothing else existing outside of this town, and it's Christmas time and it's cozy and there's coffee and there's cookies and there's friendship and community. That's what it's all about, small town Christmas. Don't give me a big city. I don't want big city Christmas. I want small town Christmas, great love story, funny, well-written, excellent acting. That's the movie. If I was to say which one should you start with, that's it, Small Town Christmas.
Hey y'all, my name is Jennifer, and my friend Josh and I have a podcast, Do You Watch What I Watch, where we talk about Hallmark and all things Christmas movies. You can find us at doyouwatchwhatiwatch.com. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
'90. A Very Merry Bridesmaid. Leah was born on Christmas Eve, and her birthday has always been an afterthought. Now, as she approaches her 30th birthday, it's once again overshadowed, this time by her brother's wedding, also scheduled for Christmas Eve. When her childhood crush returns for the celebration, he makes it his mission to ensure Leah finally gets a birthday worth celebrating. A Very Merry Bridesmaid doesn't lean too heavily on the usual Hallmark tropes, and that helps it feel like a refreshing take on a simple family wedding story. That said, though, her brother and his fiancée are monsters for planning a Christmas Eve wedding. Emily Osment, who should star in more of these movies, is one of my favorites. She's the girl next door type that effortlessly fits into all of these movies. As Leah, she's accepted the fact that her birthday will never be special, and you feel for her as her family's too busy focusing on the wedding. The story plays like a holiday-inspired nod to the John Hughes classic 16 Candles, with Leah essentially getting her own Jake Ryan moment at the end.
A tired trope, but simply delightful. It may be based something on, 16 Candles?
But who gets married at Christmas?
And having Christmas for your birthday, that's tough. That is tough.
You've done so much to celebrate me. But the only thing I care about is that you see me. Thank you.
89. Our Christmas Journey. As Christmas approaches, single mom Lena and her teenage son Marcus is on the autism spectrum and nonverbal. Her ex-husband Rick signs their son Marcus to join Hope Hills Academy, a school upstate where people with cognitive challenges can flourish and gain some independence during the Christmas holiday. Lena has reluctantly agreed to her ex-husband's plan to spend Christmas near the school, as the family comes closer together in unexpected ways. Holly Robinson Peete is a Hallmark staple for over a decade. Our Christmas journey has been her passion project as her own son RJ was diagnosed with autism. Executive produced, Holly Robinson Peete gives us her best Hallmark performance as Lena, who balances protectiveness while worrying about her son becoming more independent. And at the same time, she's rekindling feelings for her ex-husband. Nick Sanchez, who plays Marcus, is an autistic actor who is higher functioning than the character he portrayed in the movie. He does an amazing job, but unfortunately the story focused more on the love relationship than his achievements at the school. The strongest moments of this film is the mother and son connection, and the family celebrating Christmas together. 88. The Mistletoe Promise. A chance meeting between two strangers who share a disdain for Christmas results in the Mistletoe Promise, a pact to help them navigate their holiday complications together. But as they spend more time with each other and experience the magic of Christmas, the phony couple discovers that there may be more to their contract than business. Jamie King's only Hallmark movie is a fun fake romance and is still perfectly cast as a woman who doesn't like the holiday. She looks annoyed in the beginning at all the carolers, and you really get the sense that her past has led her to disdain for Christmas. I like Luke McFarlane a lot, but I don't get the same feeling of hatred from him. Turns out that as much as you watch, they really don't hate the holidays as they claim. Ultimately, this is just another fake relationship trope, which I've already shared that I enjoy watching with so many already on this list. The Mistletoe Promise came out in 2016 and was a unique story idea for that time period. In the end, their fake relationship becomes a reality, and my faith was restored that nobody really hates Christmas.
Okay, The Mistletoe Promise is maybe one of the first Hallmark movies that really kind of got its hooks into me. And it is different, I think, from a lot of other Hallmark movies. For one thing, Jamie King, who sadly has not made any more movies for this network, has her hair up in a very tight bun for much of the movie, which really kind of reveals her character's kind of like, internal brittleness and vulnerability. Luke McFarlane mentioned to the Deck the Hallmark guys that she had to fight for the bun. Because, if you've seen enough Hallmark movies, they're all about the long curl. But that, it sounds like a small thing, but I think it goes a lot in sort of establishing this character. And she and Luke McFarlane have really terrific chemistry, and it's a movie about sad people, a movie about two people who don't particularly like Christmas, who associate it with things that are not pleasant, and kind of carry each other through the course of the holiday season. It's really lovely, and they're great in it.
The Mistletoe Promise. This is one of my go-to kick off the countdown to Christmas season movies. It's just such a feel-good, wanting more fulfillment out of your life than just your career, but also being maybe scarred by a past relationship. And Luke McFarlane and Jamie King are incredible in this movie. And you've also got Lachlan Monroe coming in, who becomes very much a Hallmark legend. But it's just always a feel-good one, where the two kind of go into this sort of partnership together to get through and survive the holiday obligations, and instead find love.
And I unhesitatingly recommend this one. I also unhesitatingly recommend that you do not read the book that it's based on. Just trust me on this one.
87. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Mina Suvari stars as Jackie, a single mother and overworked assistant district attorney struggling to balance her demanding career with raising her daughter Gracie. Her estranged father Jack, played by James Brolin, unexpectedly arrives in his beat-up RV for the memorial service of a fallen police officer and decides to stay through Christmas.
Hello, anyone home? This is a private residence. You're gonna have to move. Jack.
It's Dad to you.
As Gracie affectionately dubs him Grandpa Grinch, she slowly begins to melt his hardened exterior while helping rebuild the fractured relationship between her mother and grandfather.
When I get mad at people, you tell me it's important to forgive. So, Maybe it's time for you and Grandpa to do that.
Jackie is dating fellow attorney Rand, whose controlling nature makes it obvious he isn't the right match for her. Meanwhile, Detective Mike, a police officer whose career was helped by Jack years earlier, grows closer to Jackie, offering the support and kindness she and Gracie have been missing. On paper, this doesn't really look like a typical Hallmark film. Even in 2016, Mina Suvari and James Brolin were recognizable stars, and both deliver heartfelt performances that convincingly sell the emotional distance between their two characters. The only weak point is that the film never really fully explains or expands upon why Jackie and Jack have been estranged for 3 years. Aside from both being stubborn, Jack clearly loves his daughter and genuinely wants to make up for the time he's lost. So why is this movie on the list? Because while there is a romance story, the real focus is centered on a father and daughter rebuilding their relationship during the holidays. For 2016, this was a unique and underrated film. 86. Christmas Sale. Speaking of father-daughter relationships, Katie Sackhoff plays Liz, who returns to her hometown to take care of her estranged father after he hurts his arm saving a girl from a Christmas tree. What she discovers is that he needs her help to save his home from foreclosure. Determined to make things work and give her daughter a perfect Christmas, Liz reconnects with her childhood friend Luke to win a boat decorating contest. If they win, they will earn enough money to save her father's home and maybe fall in love. So many of these Hallmark movies have awful titles. Christmas Sale is one of the worst. While the movie does feature a boat that Liz and Luke decorate to win $25,000 in the annual boat parade, the movie is another study of a daughter dealing with her stubborn father. What is really impressive is the acting. Both Katie Sackhoff and Terry O'Quinn are fantastic, specifically Terry, who, like James Brolin in the previous film, is a grumpy curmudgeon who can't help but changing his attitude when his granddaughter is around.
You're just like your grandma, you know that? She would love to be spending time with you just like I am right now.
Just like I'll Be Home for Christmas, the romance story takes a back seat. It's not that the love story is bad, it's just that the family dynamic is so good.
The family dynamics really are the stars of the movie, even more so than the romantic connection, which I like to see in my Hallmark movies. We get a father-daughter connection that's rekindled and reignited, and we get to see Liz nurture her daughter, and it's just really beautiful to watch.
For her, it was all about us spending time together as a family. Being the old fool I am, I convinced myself that we couldn't do that without her. But this past week, having you here and getting to know that amazing little girl, I'm just sorry that we missed all those Christmases.
I've missed you, Dad.
Oh, I missed you, kiddo.
85. A World Record Christmas. Inspired by a real event, Ayas Dolman plays Charlie, an autistic student determined to break the Guinness World Record of stacking 1,400 Jenga blocks. His mother, played by Nikki DeLoach, and stepfather organize a fundraiser where the town can decorate and donate blocks that Charlie can use to beat the record. If you haven't caught on by now, I really enjoy movies that are not the typical Hallmark romance film. A World Record Christmas is a unique story, exploring an autistic boy determined to have his biological father take notice. A special shout out and huge applause to Ayas as Charlie. The autistic actor brought the feels. It was heartbreaking to see the character just want to have a connection with his father, and how this prevented him from seeing his stepfather, Lucas Bryant, as the real father figure. But let's count this as the second Nikki DeLoach film on the list where she cries at the end. All of her movies deal with heavy family issues. A World Record Christmas focuses on the issues of absentee father and ends with a big moment that I saw coming, but still fell victim to its impact.
You belong here. You're my real dad. You always have been.
'84. Northern Lights of Christmas. Zoe Hathaway has spent years working towards her dream of buying her own plane. But her plans are thrown off course when she inherits a ranch in Aurora just before Christmas. She meets ranch hand Alec, played by Corey Sevier, who believes Zoe will sell the property. And as the two work together caring for the reindeer, they slowly begin to fall for each other, as Zoe is reminded about how much she loves the ranch in Aurora. The Northern Lights of Christmas not only features our main character returning to her small hometown of Aurora, but also takes place in a cozy ranch she inherits. And then the film switches to an event planning film halfway through the story. It's a lot of story points that ultimately becomes an event planning movie. That's an awful lot of Hallmark tropes in one film. Luckily, Ashley Williams is one of the best Hallmark queens, and Corey Sevier really makes this story work, even though the chemistry between them is a bit of a struggle at first. I really love this movie, even though it's filled with over-the-top storylines.
They must have been a pair that got split up.
And they've been coming back here to find each other.
Oh.
Some bad effects, and a lack of flying reindeer.
Come on, bub, we gotta head home. You know what? I'm kind of a city girl. Reindeer wrangling isn't really my department. What's the protocol here? Come on, bub. Do you get nervous if I come a little bit towards it?
But did I mention it takes place in Aurora? Because the film will not let you forget it.
Aurora. It's just like how I remember it.
Welcome back to Aurora.
It's my favorite Aurora.
Town of Aurora.
My name is Wayne Campbell. I live in Aurora. Thought you were staying in Aurora.
You moved away just before I came to Aurora. I'm staying in Aurora.
If you're here, that means you're going to be in Aurora soon.
How long does it take for you to get here from Aurora?
I love Aurora, but you see such fabulous places.
I bet you get to hang out with the cool people every night.
Sometimes I wish I could boldly go where no man's gone before. But I'll probably stay in Aurora.
It's not in Seattle. It's in Aurora. And I love Aurora. So it'd be like giving everybody a gift.
Tell me you need more lights. You are gonna outshine the Aurora Borealis.
No. If they come from out of town, they'll see Aurora at its best.
I had a dream. We're gonna put on a concert in Aurora.
That's a great idea.
In fact, there's a lot of things I'm going to miss about Aurora.
Well, how would you like to build a life with me in Aurora? In Aurora, it's hard to be lonely.
I would love to start a life with you in Aurora.
To Aurora.
To Aurora.
Welcome to Aurora! Not just a place, but a state of mind.
Ashley Williams, the leading lady, inherits a reindeer farm. Who among us hasn't inherited a reindeer farm? You know what I'm saying?
What a totally amazing, excellent discovery. Not.
Corey Sevier is this hard-nosed, no-nonsense guy. She comes along and breaks down all of his walls. This is an easy breezy movie, and it just warms my heart every time I see it.
Thank you.
Hi, we're Pepper Tree Villa. I'm Arnie.
I'm Doug.
We are 2 of 4 people that do a weekly live show on our YouTube channel, Pepper Tree Villa. It's called PTB Live. We focus on Hallmark movie reviews, making cocktails and other things like that. We also do a lot of Christmas content.
'83, The Santa Stakeout. Tanya, a seasoned police detective, is reluctantly teamed with fellow detective Ryan to investigate a string of heists targeting upscale holiday parties. They identify the head of the Christmas community chairperson, Francis Miller, as their prime suspect. To get close to him, they go undercover as newlyweds Tasha and Rupert, moving into the vacant house next door. They maintain their cover, joining in the neighborhood festivities to gather clues and find themselves unexpectedly caught up as a couple celebrating Christmas. In 2021, Hallmark was really straying away from the typical Hallmark Christmas formula. Instead of the woman coming back to her hometown at the holidays, we get a woman police detective falling for her partner during a police investigation. The writers cleverly incorporate Christmas activities, including decorating a Christmas tree and baking cookies, while attempting to stay undercover. Joey Pantoliano, also known as Joey Pants, plays the suspect and former felon Francis Miller, who I hope the writers named after his Goonie roles Francis Fratelli. While not utilized enough, they attempted to mimic his soprano-like gangster role. When he does interact with Paul Campbell and Tamara Mallory Housley, the film finds its stride.
The Santa stakeout pairs Paul Campbell and Tamara Mallory Housley and lets them really flex their funny bone as they are scheming to catch the big bad guy, pretending to be the new couple on the suspect's street. We get great townies, great neighborhood traditions, and I'm here for it.
Even Paul Campbell couldn't save this one. Tamara is just dreadful as an actress. I'm sorry, that's my personal feeling. But Paul, you did your best.
Thank you.
82. One Christmas Eve. Anne Heche plays Nell, a divorced mother of two who sets out to create a good Christmas for her kids and who are missing their frequently absent father, who once again doesn't show up. Meanwhile, a recently laid off mall employee drops a lost dog on her doorstep, setting off a chain of events. After slipping on the ice and breaking his arm, he's taken to the ER by Nell and her children, where the chaos begins. As one of the first Hallmark Hall of Fame movies on this list, One Christmas Eve stands out as one of the more unique entries. Around 2014, Hallmark was beginning to lean into its more formulaic style, but at this time, the Hall of Fame label still meant a larger scale, higher production budget. This film comes closer to a theatrical release, with Anne Heche delivering a standout performance alongside Carlos Gomez. The story unfolds through a series of mishaps, each one leading to the next, all sparked by a puppy delivered to the wrong address. What follows includes a trip to the hospital, a child trapped at a construction site, and even a fire. Just when it seems like things might calm down, something else goes wrong. And the plot can feel a little bit absurd, but the film fully leans into the chaos. At its core, this movie highlights how the holidays bring people together in unexpected ways. While the dog plays a big role in the marketing, it's really the unlikely connections between the characters that make One Christmas Eve such a fun, unique addition to this Hallmark lineup.
So first up, we're talking about One Christmas Eve. This was the Hallmark Hall of Fame for the year of 2014, and it really stands out as having way more physical comedy than your typical Hallmark movie has. It's quite silly, and in that sense, I think it's very refreshing. Like, everything that could go wrong to these poor people goes wrong. It's got a really fun lead performance from Anne Heche. You've got a cute doggy. You've got a diverse cast that's very heartwarming and fun. So I don't know what else you could ask for in your Hallmark Christmas movie.
81. Next Stop Christmas. Angie is bracing for yet another Christmas spent alone on call at the hospital. But after dozing off on her commute home, she wakes up to find herself back in her hometown, 10 years in the past. Once the shock wears off, Angie realizes she's been given a rare second chance, with the opportunity to make different choices. She begins to wonder if setting things right might be the key to finding her way back to the future. Lindsay Fonseca's Angie and Chandler Massey's Ben have strong chemistry, even if it plays more like friendship at first, which feels intentional.
Oh my gosh, it wasn't you. It wasn't Mom and Dad. It wasn't even Ben. It was everyone. It was the whole package. It was the entire Christmas. I have to go. Go where? Angie, wait. I have to find Ben.
Ben has clearly been stuck in the friend zone for years, and Angie slowly becomes to realize she may have overlooked something real between them. With a little Christmas magic, she starts to see how her past choices shaped her future with him, and what their relationship could become. Brings Back to the Future alumni Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson together is a fun nod to the iconic time travel classic. While they famously only share a single scene in that film, they don't share any scenes in this film either, which really feels like a missed opportunity. Still, I've always been drawn to time travel movies, and Next Stop Christmas earns its place on this list, even though I think it fumbles through some of its biggest potential.
Feels right to rank this one right about here in your list for me. I think there's some great performances here from Lindsay Fonseca and Chandler Massey, and I like the production quality, the production value, the time travel element, the train, the whole 9 yards. The story's pretty great too. It just really works for me. It all comes together in a great way for a Hallmark Channel movie.
I do feel that it should maybe be ranked a little higher, but that's just me. There are a lot of good ones, but this was an early introduction for me to Lindsay Fonseca, and I have been absolutely obsessed with her ever since. I absolutely love everything that she has done with Hallmark. Having Christopher Lloyd in this movie is an absolute treasure, and I feel like just maybe his presence, but just combined with the story and the general feel of the movie, to me, it feels like a nostalgic movie, even though it's relatively recent. So it does feel like this timeless element, and I love the story. I love that she ends up with, her long time, kind of best friend.
I love trains, and Christmas and trains go together so well. It was so magical.
Christmas magic is wonderful on Hallmark.
And it had a perfect cast. It gave you the perfect feels. And it was, you want perfect Christmas magic.
And that is the first 20 films in this countdown. Stay tuned as we continue to count down the top 100 Hallmark Christmas movies of all time. Be sure to click on that subscribe button so you'll be notified when the next video is released. Do you agree with my picks, or do you think I've got something wrong? Well, then let me know in the comments below. I'm sure you will. I'm the Christmas aficionado, and remember, stay off the naughty list.